All right, everyone. I'm going to ask 5 questions that you're going to notice nobody from the ape community, Reddit, or Twitter space will answer. All they will do is attack, lash out, and get emotional when it comes to this topic because they are that far in the delusion of psychological manipulation. I've been warning about this for the last year. It's in full swing. And we're going to go ahead and ask 5 very simple questions that they will not, cannot answer because it would destroy their entire narrative. Now, first and foremost, this is not an attack on apes. This is an attack on the industry and the bots that are running this narrative. For any humans that may still be out there listening, this is to help you. So you can either take it from me, or you can keep thinking you're getting helped by the YouTubers that are helping push this psychological manipulation. So, without further ado, let's ask the 5 questions. Question number 1. Why has the price of GameStop only gone down since the birth of the misinformation campaign surrounding DRS? And if you don't know, DRS is a system for direct registration that was created back in the 1970s that the DTCC slowly lobbied to take full control of, which they were successful in doing by the late 2000s. After doing so, they basically started making transfer agents work under contracts, and they've also started the FAST program by then, which basically takes your physical security, destroys it, and gives you a digital advice in your name. That's what they're all sold on. It's in their name. But at the end of the day, they still have drawdown rights to draw that DRS registered share back in the name of Seed & Co. And again, this is unarguable. It's in the operations readiness manual. So, can anybody answer this? If so, I would love to hear an actual answer. But let's look at the charts. This is when DRS started spreading. Trust me, I know firsthand because I was the only one that went against it and I got attacked for it. But that's okay because I'm better for it now. And obviously, we're going the wrong way here. So if anything, not only are they wrong entirely about DRS, but it's been reflected in the chart, and they're so delusional that they're still clinging on to it. Now, by the way, if you go to the yearly chart, this is how hilarious this is. DTCC was created way back then, before GME was even in existence. And apes don't get a hold of it until, near the top of the price throughout GME's history. So you're basically reverting back to a 1990s system when you move to DRS. That explains why it's so slow, why during high periods of volume that you may not even get your order filled, or you may have to cancel and retry. Again, this is all in computer share documents that you should probably read. But again, no one will, because the internet is the internet. But I always have to make these vids just so that there may be that one person with a half of a brain cell left that hears what I'm saying. Question 2. What happened to Diamond Hands? I've been watching order flow like a hawk for these two stocks, AMC and GME, and the only thing I'm seeing on a consistent basis is shares being churned in and out of the market. So what happened to buying and holding? It sounds like we've lost your way a little bit as far as what it is to be an ape, because you're not acting very ape-like when you have basically 50-50 buy-sell flow. So that's question 2. Question 3. How could MOAS be real when none of the factors leading up to the January 2021 events exist today? Those things being volume. Since the 2021 events, we have not seen anywhere near the levels of volume that we had during that time because, whether you like it or not, the shorts covered. They needed a finger to point, or they needed someone to point the finger at, and lo and behold, the apes were born at that exact moment. Go back and read the news headlines during this time. You'll see what I mean. So you had volume. That doesn't exist today. You also had extremely high institutional ownership, over 160% back in 2021, which more than likely contributed to the massive amounts of gains that happened in January. So that's not the case today, because today we only see 8.27% in ownership sourcing the website everyone loves to use, Fintel. So that's another thing. And lastly, where are all of the apes? So I get this all the time. You're just a Mazda salesman. Well, you know what's funny is I made this Mazda video 1 year ago, and it has more views than DFV's Big Short Squeeze video. So you're in a bigger echo chamber or a smaller echo chamber than me and my shitty Mazda channel. So how does that feel? You've been making fun about the Mazdas, but at the end of the day, you can't pay attention to detail enough to realize, oh shit, more people care about getting a Mazda than they do about a ridiculous short squeeze that already happened. It's hilarious. So you're telling me there's this massive movement of apes, but yet you can't even outclass a random guy on the internet and his Mazda video. That's embarrassing. GME is not as big as everyone thinks because it's a PSYOP operation. 5. Why are you so convinced and convicted that MOAS and DRS narratives are real? Why do you hold this so dearly to your chest, even despite having it shredded with evidence? Why do you hold on to it so dearly? Well, obviously you want to change your life, but you're misled in the way that you should be going about doing that. But the reason why, I can answer this question for you. This is why. Because you spent the better part of the last 2 years watching shit like this. And all these people are doing is selling you on misinformation perpetuated by the industry, perpetuated by Reddit, perpetuated by YouTube, and it's all circular reasoning, and that's all there is to it. I thought the market was supposed to crash by now. What happened to that? You see how these people are wrong about everything, but they're never held accountable? It's because they've created something so desirable in your mind and fed you so much false information for so long that you're even willing to attack the truth to defend complete and utter bullshit. And I already know you can't and won't answer any of these because you're in denial. The only thing you're going to do is you're going to go and show up in the comment section and you're going to leave angry comments because that's how PSYOP works. So again, you can be mad at me, but I don't care. I am above all the narratives. And it's funny because people think I'm not bullish on GameStop because I'm talking about apes not being real and the movement being complete bullshit. I am very much bullish on GameStop. I'm just not an ape. I've read the documents. And Ryan Cohen himself, he didn't say computer chair, he said 2023. But again, everyone would rather circle jerk and pretend like there's going to be some life-changing MOAS event when that literally happened 2 years ago and you held through it because someone on the internet told you to. Change my mind, please. You won't. You'll just keep solidifying it. But if there's anyone out there that maybe you're starting to see, hey, hold on a minute, some of this shit doesn't add up, he's right, then maybe there is hope. But the rest of you, you're just blind. Sorry, it's the truth. Mazda video has more views than DFV short squeeze video. That should tell you enough right there. With all the making fun that people have done about Mazda, and then you go look and you don't even have more views than the Mazda video on YouTube, that's telling of how small that echo chamber really is. So again, I wouldn't have created FUDStop if I wasn't bullish on GameStop. FUD is everywhere and needs to be stopped, and that's what we're doing. It's hilarious, so keep it up.